Phillips. Roll call.
Dole?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Crockett?
Abstain.
Geske?
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation, it doesn't appear that we have anyone here to address the board. Village President's Report, we had a presentation originally scheduled, but that's been postponed till the next board meeting. The only items I have is I would like to make one appointment to the Planning Commission. As you know, there's a vacancy with the passing of Jerry Dole, who served on the Planning Commission for a number of years. I don't know, I know 16, 17 for sure. I'm not sure if it's more than that or not. I would like to appoint his son to the Planning Commission, Jason Dole. Jason has been a lifelong resident of the village of Manteno. He lived with his family in the South Creek neighborhood. Has shown interest in, in being on the Planning Commission and helping with the direction of the community. And you also know this, that the people that we've been appointing to the Planning Commission over the last several years, we're trying to get involved a lot more, a younger generation, and we've got a number of people on the Planning Commission now that have grown up in Mentino, went away to school, and then eventually found their way back to Mentino to raise their family and to live and work and live here for their for the environment that we've created. So it's nice to be able to see young people on the Planning Commission and willing to accept and get involved. So with that, I would accept a motion for approval of Jason Dole to serve on the Planning Commission with a term expiring in 2024.
I make the motion.
Motion by Phillips.
Second.
Second by Geske. Roll call.
Phillips?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Do I abstain?
You vote yes.
Yes.
You're not going to get the money from us.
Okay.
Crockett?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion carries. I'll get a hold of Darla and have her contact Jason tomorrow to get the contact information so he can be on board for the meeting to be scheduled in January, because I think we will have a few meetings coming up. I know last year a number of the meetings were canceled, but there's enough stuff going on now. I think they're going to be having some meetings for a while. The only other item I have is I'd just kind of like to read a card that I got. It's nice to see the people that are enjoy the things, the work that the village has done, especially that Public Works has done. And I received this card in the mail at the Village Hall. Season's greetings. I have lived here all my life, 78 years. I have never seen our little town so beautiful, especially this time of year. It's heartwarming and magical. It should be a scene in a Hallmark movie. Kudos to the mayor and the village board, especially the streets and alley employees, for making our town beautiful. Sincerely and appreciatively, Kathy Kaufman. Kathy has been a Manteno resident all her life, and it's nice to have people that have been here for a long, long time commenting on the condition of the village and taking the time to write us and let us know, especially Jim, with you and your staff. Like I say, we've told you time and time again, but it's certainly appreciated, and people notice the work, especially this time of year. So congratulations and thank you, Kathy, for the correspondence. Village Administrator's Report, Mr. LaRock.
I have nothing this evening, Mayor.
All right. Committee reports, Mr. Boyce is not here tonight. He has a number of things on his agenda, but Mr. Martin is the Vice Chairman of that committee, and we'll take that.
Okay, no old business, new business, Resolution 2118, a resolution approving a professional services agreement with the Botany Engineering in connection with providing professional engineering services for the 5th Street Storm Sewer Replacement Project. Jim?
Yeah, this was just our agreement for the design work and for the bidding process for the storm repair over on 5th and Lakeview.
Yeah, we've had some problems over on Lakeview Drive with some flooding over the course of for the last several years, and
Yep.
they've had it with, they found some areas that were blocked and they've been jetting it out, but this hopefully will resolve that issue.
Yeah, there was a tree actually growing right on top of the line. It was in village right away. We did talk to the neighbor there, a resident involved, and cut down the tree as well, so.
So this is for the engineering that's going to be involved in the project that's going to be coming in the next couple of minutes.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, next is Resolution 2119, a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding between the Village of Mentino and the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 150, Public Employees Division, and that's just housekeeping?
That was, yeah, some language I had to get straightened out in the contract with holiday pay and for part-time guys, so all taken care of.
And then the last, for consideration, a motion to award the bid to KVCC for the 5th Street Storm Sewer Replacement Project for a cost of $22,122. And that goes to Lakeview, right?
Yeah, that's going to, hopefully rectify some of the flooding situations that we've had down there. Even when we get any heavy rain, we get water sitting on the roadway.
And the next Public Works Committee meeting will be Tuesday, December 28th at 7 a.m. right here.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Properties and Recreation, you'll have that too?
Yeah, we have no old or new business, and we don't have another meeting until March, or when Jim thinks it's necessary.
Okay.
March will be here in a blink.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any action items on the agenda tonight. My next public safety meeting is January 12th, right here at the Village Boardroom at 7 a.m.
2022.
22, you're right, 22, January of 22. Yep. My safety tip is tomorrow's the first official day of winter, and even though we are having a record late first snow this year, snow will surely come. This year, let's all try to avoid something known as peephole driving. It's just how it sounds, peering from the teensy opening that you managed to scrape from the ice on your windshield. Peephole driving. The death-defying belief that peering through a frisbee-sized porthole in your windshield enables you to see pedestrians at crosswalks, cars in adjoining lanes, emergency vehicles, and other drivers. But clearing your car of snow and ice is not only smart, it is the law. Imagine if someone drove during the summer with cardboard taped to their windows. They would likely be ticketed. Remember, it's part of living in the Midwest, taking the time to scrape. And there it is, the sad but true fact that once it starts snowing, living here takes more time. Just like we tell people it's going to take you a little longer to get places, it's going to take you a little longer to clear off your car. Just plan on taking that extra time. It isn't wasting fuel, maybe, but it may make it easier for scraping and then climbing into a warmed-up car. It's worth the 50 cents expended. One more tip about your scraper. It's better to keep them tucked somewhere in the front seat instead of the trunk. In sight, in mind. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. Planning and Zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any items on the agenda this evening, but we do have a Planning and Zoning Committee meeting scheduled for next Tuesday, the 28th at 7 a.m. here in the Village Boardroom. And the next Planning Commission meeting is scheduled for January 11th of 2022, 6 p.m. also here in the Village Boardroom. And that's all I have for this evening.
We did have an item on the agenda, but we are not prepared to discuss that. Joe, do we need to table that, or just, we don't have to? Okay, all right, that's fine, we just won't call it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance Committee, Mr. Geske.
Thank you. First item I have is Resolution 2120, a resolution approving a TIF facade agreement in connection with Taylor Ford of Mantino located 222 South Locust Street. Also Resolution 2121, a resolution approving a TIF facade agreement in connection with property located at 741 North Main Street. Resolution 2122, a resolution approving a TIF facade agreement with property located at 107 and 119 North Main Street and 23 and 35 West First Street. And the next item is Resolution 2123, a resolution approving a TIF facade agreement for properties located at 350 to 380 North Locust Street. We talked about these on our Finance Committee meetings, and basically this is just going in line with new facade requests for the properties that we discussed, give them facelifts. Next, I have payment of bills in the amount of $271,278.25, which includes TIF bills from TIF 1 in the amount of $1,089.99. And we have paid bills between board cycle for $750. Our next Finance Committee meeting scheduled for January 12th at 7 a.m. That's all I have.
And just to comment on the facade agreements, I mean, Chris, this is the last of the facade agreements that we'll be having, correct?
Correct, they had to be approved before the end of the year, so that's the end of that program.
And we've financed all these facade agreements with our TIF money, and as we've told all the different property owners that are, in the business area that are in the TIF district, that our TIF agreement, or TIF, is ending in May of next year, and so this program is going to be coming to an end. We won't have the funding available through the TIF agreement to be able to fund these anymore. And I think that's one of the reasons that we've had the rush. I mean, because we've encouraged businesses that, hey, if you're ever planning on doing any remodeling and you'd want to take advantage of the TIF facade, now's the time to do it, because come 2022, it's going to be, or, after May, it's going to be too late, and you got to get it approved in this year. So over the course of the last year or two, we've had a number of them. Now with another four or five of them, whatever there is out here on the agenda, you'll see a lot of different improvements that are taking place on, a lot of the different buildings on Main Street and Route 50 and, Division 1st, 2nd, 3rd. A lot of these agreements that will be approved, they won't be able to be constructed, obviously, till next year, but because of this, that we anticipate that there's going to be a lot of facade construction over the course of the next 6 to 8 months, and then the program will be complete. So, I mean, it's great to see the businesses taking advantage of this. It's great for the village because it gives, new fronts on a lot of these different buildings and a lot of new investment into the village, and especially the downtown corridor that makes up the TIF district. So it's been a great program. It's been around for a long time. It's finally coming to an end. So thank you, Mr. Geske. General Government, Mr. Phillips.
I have a consideration, a motion to approve the 2022 village schedule of meetings and the 2022 village holiday schedule. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. So the items that we'll be voting on the consent agenda tonight are as follows. We have under old business, we have nothing. Under new business, we have a motion to approve the 2022 village schedule of meetings and the 2022 village holiday schedule. We have Resolution 2118, a resolution approving a professional service agreement with the Botany Engineering in connection with providing professional engineering services for the 5th Street Storm Sewer Project. We have Resolution 2119, it's a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding between the Village of Manteno and the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 150 Public Employees Division. We have Resolution 2120, a resolution approving a tax increment facade renovation construction agreement in connection with tax increment financing Area 1, Taylor Ford of Manteno, 222 South Locust, Manteno. Resolution 2021 is a resolution approving a tax increment facade renovation construction agreement in connection with a tax increment financing Area 1 with Jim Hanley and Mike Pankowski for 741 North Main Street. Item number 6 is Resolution 2122, a resolution approving a tax increment facade renovation construction agreement in connection with a tax increment financing agreement in Area Number 1 for Gina Lamore at 107 and 119 North Main Street and 23 and 35 West 1st Street. Item number 7 is Resolution 2123, a resolution approving a tax increment facade renovation construction agreement in connection with tax increment financing Area 1 MVSK Holdings, which is 350 to 380 North Locust Street. Item number 8 has been, it was not called tonight. As far as consideration of bids, we have a motion to award a bid to KBCC for the 5th Street Storm Sewer Replacement Project at a cost of $22,122. And payment of the bills, we have a motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $271,278.25, of which $1,089.99 are in TIF form. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I would accept the motion to take a single roll call vote of the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Martin,
I'll second.
second by Crockett. Roll call.
Martin?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes,
Motion carries. Accept the motion to approve by unanimous vote the ordinances, resolutions, motions, and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
So moved.
Motion by Geske,
I'll
Second.
second by Crockett. Roll call.
Geske?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Phillips?
yes,
Motion carries. Comments? Do you have anything you want to talk about tonight, Mr. Martin?
Merry Christmas.
Mrs. Dole?
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So it's all coming to have this year be over. So,
Mr. Crockett?
Likewise, Merry Christmas to everybody and a prosperous 2022.
Mr. Getz?
Same as everyone else. Happy holidays.
Mr. Phillips?
Merry Christmas to everybody, and a nice winter.
Yeah, this is our last meeting for the calendar year. Our next meeting will be in 2022. That sounds a little strange. It's always, difficult to get used to that the first few months or first few weeks of the new year. But like I say, we've got a lot of stuff that's planned for 2022, a lot of different renovations that be approved tonight. I think those are the program that we've done over the course of the last several years with the TIF and the facade has really worked out well. We've gotten a lot of response from the different businesses that have taken advantage of it, so it's nice to see, and it'd be nice to be able to, continue that program in some fashion. We just have to find a funding mechanism because the TIF funding is going to be gone. A couple things that, we've had some construction started on our new project out at Legacy Park in conjunction with the Mentino Township. We're building a concession stand and permanent bathrooms. I know I was out there the other day, Jim, the excavating has started. Anything else going on with that?
Today we installed the stone base, so we'll clean it up tomorrow and we'll be ready for the structure to start hopefully in the next month or so, depending on the weather.
So we'll see some activity out there. We continue doing some engineering and some work moving towards the proposed construction of a new facility across the street from Legacy Park at the north end, for a new public works facility that will take place over the course of 2022. If anybody saw trucks in town last Friday and today on Main Street, they were doing some soil borings for the engineering that we are in the process of doing for some renovations that are going to be taking place on Main Street for next year. So there's a lot of things that are, in the planning stages, a lot of things that are taking place because it takes a long time to get all the legwork done so you can actually do the construction once the nice weather gets here. Any progress or anything happening on the engineering or where we're going to try to connect the path from Legacy Park up to County Highway 9?
That also, they've done some borings over there too, just to get an idea for depths on the sidewalk and the grades and everything else, but I think they've done some preliminary engineering starts over there as well. Some topography and, that designs them. Get ready for the springtime also.
That's another project that will take place in 2022. We're up on South Creek Drive that in front of the Dairy Queen and those businesses are there. The path will be constructed up to the red light so people can then go across and be able to connect all the walking paths on the north side of Division with all the walking paths that have been taking place on the south side of Division. So we'll have several miles in of the path. I know they might not be getting used quite as much in this kind of weather, but they got used a lot during the course of the year. So a lot of good things to come for 2022. If we could, everybody be safe, get through the holidays safely, and we'll look forward to being back in January. Have nothing further except a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Crockett.
Second.
Seconded by Geske. Roll call.
Crockett?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming and for watching. Go Bears.
Go Bears.